Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call the Wild. Today's video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than normal because I've been really busy recently and I don't have quite as much time as I have in previous months and, well, pretty much the entire last year. Things have been picking up quite a bit with having to take care of my daughter Aaliyah, along with doing the live streaming and recording and just other stuff that I need to get done. So this video is going to be a little bit shorter, and probably the next couple ones for the next few days will be slightly shorter also. But I'm still going to try and get as much content out to you guys as I possibly can. But I figured it would be fun to head out into multiplayer today with the Kuso shotgun and see if we can get ourselves some Sika deer, because it's been a long time since we've gone after Sika, and they really are one of my favorite parts of Aotearoa, so I figured today we might as well chase some down in multiplayer and see if we can get anything good. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's a troll red deer. It is. That's a troll red deer right there. So that guy we're probably gonna have to take down. This is in multiplayer, so it's kind of cool to see something like a level 9. It's just unfortunate it's the guaranteed troll rack, but I think we can probably take it out with a 16 gauge slug if we are lucky with the shot. We might need to aim a little bit high at this long of range, but I think we can do it, and we unfortunately did spook off some Sika deer, but I think a level 9 red deer is just a little bit more interesting, and unfortunately they're moving again. So I don't know where this guy is. We're gonna have to try and chase him down. Ooh, there he is. Okay, we need to get down immediately. He is alarmed at 100 meters. I honestly think we can make this shot. You know, it's probably a good thing the gun wouldn't fire, because I'm actually not certain we would have got that. He moved right as I was about to shoot, but we got the bug where it wouldn't let us fire. You know, it is a guaranteed troll, so it would not have mattered too much if we had messed it up, but I'd like to get a good shot if we can. And that's him right there. This should be it. And that looked like a pretty good shot to me. You know, even though it's a troll, that's pretty cool to find. I really was not expecting to see too much for red deer during this video since we're targeting the Sika deer, but that's a nice little surprise. An absolutely massive red deer that unfortunately has no chance of making diamond, but it still is a 240.10. We got right lung on the first shot. Second shot was intestines, liver, and flesh, so this guy was going absolutely nowhere with those shots, and that's a pretty good way to start the day off. These may just be female Sika, but I real quickly want to test out the buckshot on them just to see how it does, because I haven't really tried 16 gauge buckshot on a Sika deer, and I feel like it'll do pretty well. So once this goes broadside, we can just... Actually, let's try this. And I don't actually know how it did. It definitely hit vitals on both of them, and it took them down much slower than I was expecting it to. I thought for sure that would basically drop it on the spot, and wow, that hit everything. Literally everything, and it still ran, so the Sika deer are a little bit tougher than I expected. Look at all that red. Like, we hit pretty much everything. Vertebrae, ulna, scapula, lung... left lung. It doesn't even show everything we hit because we hit so many different things with that buckshot. It's kind of crazy. Not the results I was expecting. We've got one more to chase down. I believe this was the one that we hit broadside. I'm curious to see if it was better or worse. It looks like it was worse because it ran quite a long ways. So either 16 gauge buckshot is weak or the Sika deer are just really tough. Wow. Okay, this is actually the one that we shot facing us, so... yeah, the one that was facing us is the one that didn't hit well. I guess I got the two mixed up. But still, that's pretty shocking results. Well, she's right there. Let's get a 16 gauge slug and chuck that downrange. See if it does any better. I've got a feeling it will do better. And yeah, as suspected... 16 gauge slug just dropped her on the spot. Do we have any Sika stags? It looks like it's still just little Sika does, unfortunately. And she is gonna float away towards where we were. And that was just a double lung, and it took her down on the spot. So definitely way more power coming out of the slugs, which is kind of to be expected, but I was really thinking the buckshot would do a bit better. So it says that there's a Sika stag somewhere in here. We just got a warning call, but I can't tell where. I don't know how far away it is, if it's going to be over the mountain over here, or I guess hill, or if it's going to be on our side of it. Well, once again, we have a ton of female Sika coming in, but I don't see that little Sika stag that we heard. And since this is really close... Well, actually, she's going to flee, so we'll actually leave her alone. Well, let's see how it does here. And once again, just absolutely took her out with the slug. Definitely going to say that slugs are much stronger than the buckshot. Even at close range, the buckshot still had issues. We'll have to try and get one like right in our faces and then take it out with the buckshot and see how that does. But slugs are just absolutely demolishing them. So we now have a couple Sika stags in front of us, and we've got the buckshot loaded up. We're going to try and get within 50 meters. I think we're probably at around 30 or 40 right now. We're going to stay 0 to 50 just in case, but I think we should be ready to jump up and take a couple of them down. There was at least 3 or 4 stags here, and oh, there's one right there. Let's get that guy. Once he turns for us, we should be able to take him out. Unfortunately, the others spooked off, but thankfully, this guy decided to stay, and there actually might be one more. I think I just heard another... Yeah, there's one more, but he just ran off, it seems. This is the only one that's left, and looks like he's gonna try and get out of here too, so, you know, we might be able to do this. And there we go. So, when we're a little bit closer and have a perfect broadside shot, buckshot's a little bit better than those other angles and ranges we were taking, but it still didn't do as well as the slug. But, I mean, it hit pretty much all of the organs, except for maybe the liver and the other lung, and it took it down pretty quickly, honestly. So, it's not super bad, but slugs are just better. So that right there is one of my favorite fur types for the Sika deer, the red spotted. They are actually pretty hard to find. They are not considered a rare, but they are a very hard to find uncommon. And I think we're gonna test out the 75-meter buckshot shot on this guy right here. So let's 0 to 75, and once he goes broadside, we'll take the shot. And in fact, that's about perfect right there. Put a second into it just to make sure we get into a lung, hopefully. Although it's not looking like we did. Ooh, that is a better level 3 right there. We're not gonna shoot it though, because we already know how that goes when we try the long range shots with buckshot. But yeah, that didn't go well. I can already tell that this guy is gonna run quite a ways, and we didn't hit any vitals. Yeah, he's still right there at 50 to 75. So long range buckshot is just not a good idea in general. So it did finally die off, but that took quite a long amount of time, and he's actually just chilling right here. I'm kind of curious to see what happened here, because some of the main questions I have is, did we just not get penetration? Was the spread way too wide? Or what happened? So it looks like, yeah, it dropped a bit low, it spread out too wide. Unfortunately, it didn't have enough penetration at that range to get to the lung. Pretty much everything there just did not work out, unfortunately. So you definitely don't want to use the top 0 distance and go for long range shots. It doesn't work. Now these slugs, on the other hand, just absolutely do work, which is amazing. They don't stand a chance against the slugs. The slugs have yet to fail me on any of the shots that we have took with them, and in fact that was a double lung heart shot, and so was that one. So I think we need to push these slugs a little bit more. Let's go out farther and try like a 250 meter shot with the slug and see how that does. However, this server is now pretty much at the end of Sika time, so I think it's time to jump to our own map and try this out. So we have a Sika deer right there. And we are going to back up as much as we can while still being able to see it. And I'm thinking that 200 is probably all we're going to be able to get, because there's quite a few trees that are going to get in our way after a while. But I do want to see what the slug does from 200 meters. I really don't know what the drop is going to be like. It might be pretty bad, so we'll get to about 200, which is right there. Have our dog sit down and then do our best to hit this. The second slug hit. It definitely was not vitals, though. So it's got quite a bit of drop just in that extra 50 meters. So maybe don't try anything past 150, because that's a decent bit of drop to have to compensate for. At least on something as small as a Sika Deer, I wouldn't recommend trying these long shots. Well, it went invisible, so we're not even gonna get to see how the shot was. Or actually, maybe it wasn't invisible. Okay, I guess it was just in the brush somewhere, and I just couldn't see it. But that shot would have had the penetration, but because it kind of jumped to start running, we didn't quite hit anything vital. Alright, so because of the way this hill is, I don't think we can get close enough to try a 150 meter shot, but we can try a 250 meter shot. Now, this is probably going to go horribly. I'm guessing we'll need to aim, like, right there. Oh my gosh, it hit. And that one hit in front of the second one. So that didn't do what I expected it to. Especially on that second shot, but it did hit it. Hopefully it hit lungs. But even if it didn't, there actually is more Sika Deer here than I initially thought, so we can try that 150 meter shot anyway. Let's just get to 150, which is right about there. And we will see how this ends up doing. And yeah, just as you would expect, at 150, it dropped it. And the second one's going down pretty fast too, so my guess is we had heart shot on the first one, and second one was probably single lung, if I were to take a guess. Here is the first one, and the second one also has vital blood, so we definitely did, I'd say, exactly what I predicted. Right lung heart on the first Sika Deer. And this second one is just right lung, so it's pretty much exactly what I thought. First shot was a heart single lung, and the second shot was just a single lung. So at 150, they do run a little ways, provided you don't hit the heart. But as long as you hit the heart, you're good to go. But I think we are probably going to jump into a clip from one of the recent live streams now, because we actually did come across a Diamond Sika Deer, and it was on the exact same day that we hit 20,000 subscribers. So once again, thank you guys so much for helping us get to this point. It's honestly incredible that 20,000 of you have liked the channel enough to subscribe, and it really does mean the world to me. I honestly can't say that often enough, and I honestly feel like I don't say it enough, but I really do appreciate every single one of you guys and everything that you guys have done for the channel to help us get to this point. The only reason I do YouTube is because of you guys. If you guys didn't watch, I wouldn't be doing YouTube, but I do it for you. And I really hope that you guys enjoy all the content that I put out. But let's go ahead and jump into this highlight, because it is a pretty awesome one and it was extremely unexpected. But I do appreciate the support. That's a big Sika Deer right there. Drink 12 beers in an hour Friday night, ended up on the floor. My gosh, acid. Sounds like a wild time. Oh my gosh! It's a diamond! It's a diamond level 4 Sika! I didn't even look at the tops. I didn't even realize that this had the 4 tines on the top. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen a Diamond Sika Deer in months. That's our 20k diamond right there. That's the diamond we get for 20k. I'm happy with that, actually. That's awesome. It just barely made it, though. Wow. So we are actually in one of the backup lodges, and we've got our Sika Deer right here, 198.9. It had been ages since we had seen a Diamond Sika, and for it to be a level 4 was even weirder because I've only killed like 2 level 4 diamonds in the past. Almost all my Diamond Sika are level 5s, but this one ended up being a level 4, and it was such a cool thing to see after so long with not seeing any Sika Deer that were even close. There's actually quite a few people that I've heard say Sika Deer are having issues respawning right now, and I haven't hunted them enough recently to really be able to tell, but apparently it's very hard to get respawns, and it's even harder to get diamonds to show up, so it was incredibly lucky that we even got this guy to show up, and we got him off of multiplayer, and it was a level 4, which was incredibly surprising, but it happened literally like 10 or 15 minutes after we hit 20k, so it's almost like it was meant to be. But I think that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, click the like button, and ring that notification bell so you guys will never miss more content like this. Also, be sure to comment down below with what type of video ideas you guys have, because I want to do some more stuff like this where we take a specific weapon or a specific ammo type for a weapon and take it to take on a certain species. It's a lot of fun to do these little videos like this, and I really do enjoy them. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!